Welcome to Read in Minutes. Here's a short summary of the book, Water for Elephants by Sara Gruen. If you enjoy it, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now let's get started. Water for Elephants by Sara Gruen is a captivating historical novel that takes readers on an emotional journey through the life of Jacob Jankowski. The story is set during the 1930s, a time marked by the Great Depression, and it vividly portrays the struggles and hardships of that era, particularly through the lens of a traveling circus. The narrative is structured as a dual timeline, where the elderly Jacob, now 93 years old and living in a nursing home, reflects on his youth and the extraordinary experiences he had as a young man. These memories form the heart of the novel, filled with love, loss, danger, and the search for a sense of belonging. Jacob Jankowski begins his life as the son of Polish immigrants in upstate New York. His parents are hard-working people who prioritize education, and Jacob is studying to become a veterinarian at Cornell University. His life takes a sudden and tragic turn when he learns that his parents have died in a car accident. The shock of their deaths is compounded by the revelation that his parents were deeply in debt, having mortgaged everything they owned to pay for his education. This leaves Jacob not only grief-stricken but also penniless and homeless, with his future uncertain. Unable to face the reality of his situation, Jacob impulsively leaves school and, without any plan, jumps onto a passing train. This spontaneous act changes the course of his life forever. The train he boards belongs to the Benzini brothers' most spectacular show on Earth, a struggling second-rate circus that travels across the country. The circus is far from glamorous. It is a place where people on the fringes of society gather, trying to eke out a living during one of the toughest economic times in American history. After being discovered as a stowaway, Jacob is brought before Uncle Ul, the circus's unscrupulous and cunning owner. Uncle Ul is always on the lookout for ways to cut costs and improve the circus's fortunes, no matter how unethical. When he learns that Jacob is trained as a veterinarian, he decides to keep him on to care for the circus animals. This marks the beginning of Jacob's tumultuous life with the circus, where he is quickly introduced to the harsh realities of life on the road. The Benzini Brothers Circus is a world unto itself, filled with a colorful cast of characters, each with their own struggles and secrets. Jacob is drawn into this world, finding camaraderie among the roustabouts, who are responsible for the heavy labor of setting up and tearing down the circus tents. He also meets Melina, the beautiful and talented equestrian star, and her husband, August, who is in charge of the animals. August is a complex and deeply troubled man. He can be charming and kind, but he is also prone to violent outbursts and cruelty, especially towards the animals he trains and his wife, Melina. Jacob quickly learns that life in the circus is not as magical as it appears to the audience. The performers and workers live in squalid conditions, and Uncle Ul runs the show with an iron fist, exploiting both his employees and the animals to keep the circus going. The animals, particularly the exotic ones like the lions and elephants, are often mistreated and kept in poor conditions. Jacob's heart goes out to these creatures, especially Rosie, a seemingly untrainable elephant who becomes central to the circus's future. As Jacob spends more time with the circus, he forms a deep connection with Melina. They are both kind-hearted and share a love for animals, which brings them closer together. However, their growing affection for each other is complicated by Melina's marriage to August. August's violent tendencies and unpredictable behavior make the situation even more dangerous. Jacob and Melina's relationship evolves from friendship to love, but they must keep it hidden to avoid August's wrath. Rosie the elephant becomes a pivotal character in the story. Initially, she is seen as a burden by the circus because she does not respond to August's training methods. August, frustrated and enraged by Rosie's perceived stubbornness, begins to abuse her. Jacob, who has a natural affinity for animals, discovers that Rosie is not disobedient but simply does not understand English commands. She responds to commands in Polish, which Jacob knows because of his heritage. With this newfound knowledge, Jacob is able to train Rosie, and she quickly becomes the star attraction of the circus. As Jacob's feelings for Malina deepen and Rosie's importance to the circus grows, tensions within the circus reach a boiling point. Uncle Al, desperate to keep the circus from going under, becomes more ruthless in his demands. August's behavior becomes increasingly erratic and dangerous, fueled by jealousy and a deep-seated mental illness. The atmosphere within the circus becomes more volatile, with everyone walking on eggshells around August and Uncle Al. Jacob and Malina's secret love affair adds to the tension. They know that if August discovers their relationship, the consequences could be deadly. Despite the risks, they begin making plans to run away together, hoping to start a new life away from the circus's oppressive environment. However, their plans are fraught with uncertainty, as escaping from Uncle Al's control is no easy feat. The story reaches its climax during a chaotic and violent night that changes everything. August's abuse of Rosie finally pushes the elephant to her breaking point, and during a performance, she strikes back, killing August in front of a horrified audience. The incident throws the circus into disarray, with panic and confusion spreading among the performers and workers. In the chaos that follows, Uncle Al mysteriously disappears, leaving the circus without leadership. It is implied that some of the circus workers, who had long harbored resentment towards Uncle Al for his cruelty, may have taken matters into their own hands. With both August and Uncle Al gone, the Benzini brothers' circus collapses, and the remaining workers and performers scatter, each seeking to rebuild their lives in the wake of the disaster. With the circus disbanded, Jacob and Malina are finally free to be together. They leave the circus behind and start a new life, marrying and eventually having children. Jacob becomes a successful veterinarian, fulfilling the dream he once had before his life was derailed by tragedy. Despite the trauma and hardship they endured, Jacob and Malina find happiness and stability in their new life, far from the world of the circus. The novel's present-day narrative follows Jacob as an elderly man living in a nursing home. He is now 93 years old and struggles with the indignities of aging and the loss of his independence. Jacob feels isolated and often frustrated by the way he is treated by the nursing home staff, who see him as just another elderly resident. His memories of his time with the circus are a source of both comfort and pain, as he reflects on the extraordinary experiences he had in his youth. When a circus comes to town, Jacob's memories are rekindled, and he becomes determined to see the show. He sneaks out of the nursing home and makes his way to the circus grounds, where he meets the circus manager, Charlie. Charlie listens to Jacob's story and is deeply moved by it. In a gesture of kindness, Charlie offers Jacob a place in the circus, allowing him to escape the confines of the nursing home and regain a sense of purpose and freedom. The novel ends on a hopeful note, with Jacob finding a new sense of belonging in the circus once again. Water for Elephants explores several profound themes, including the power of memory, the complexity of human relationships, and the resilience of the human spirit. The novel paints a vivid picture of life during the Great Depression, highlighting the struggles of those who lived on the margins of society. The circus, with its blend of wonder and cruelty, serves as a microcosm of the larger world, where both beauty and brutality coexist. The novel also delves into the dynamics of power and control, particularly in the relationships between the characters. August's abusive behavior towards Malina and Rosie is a stark depiction of how power can be wielded destructively. In contrast, Jacob's compassionate nature and his ability to connect with the animals and people around him represent a different kind of strength, one rooted in empathy and understanding. Rosie, the elephant, becomes a symbol of resilience and the possibility of redemption. Despite being mistreated and underestimated, she ultimately triumphs, just as Jacob does in his life. The novel's conclusion, with Jacob finding a new purpose in his old age, offers a message of hope and the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome even the most difficult circumstances. Overall, Water for Elephants is a richly textured and emotionally resonant novel that captures the essence of a bygone era while exploring timeless themes of love, loss, and the search for meaning in life. Through Jacob's journey, Sara Gruen creates a story that is both heartbreaking and uplifting, reminding readers of the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of compassion and connection.